Deep exhale to feel that full connection of all of the 7 chakras. And on a nice deep inhale, starting from the root, arms down at the ground. Inhale, arms sweep the arms up. Sensing each chakra as the breath sends our prana up. And exhale, coming down, same visualizations. All the way down, very slowly. Nice deep inhale, one more time up. And really stretching out the shoulders through the fingertips. And exhale down, clearing out any space in our aura and our energy field around us. Bringing our hands to heart center, setting an intention for your practice. With the balsamic moon phase, it's really a time to go easy on yourself and just to rest and retreat, to pause and reflect on the past lunar cycle and on where we are in our lives. Go ahead and visualize your intention for your practice and feel it emanating out of your heart center. Steady breath. Exhale, dropping the hands forward, walking the hands, leaning forward, bringing the head down to the floor, stretching our low backs and opening up our hips. Nice deep belly breath here, and an exhale out. Inhale, walk your arms to the right. And then exhale to relax into that left side stretch. Inhale, walk your arms back to center. Exhale to the left, walking the hands, nice right side body stretch. Inhaling back to center, and exhale, inching those fingertips a little bit forward, dropping the head, the chin, and really folding forward. Take a breath here. Inhaling, walking yourself back up to center. Sending your legs out long into a nice staff pose. Making sure those hips are forward. Feeling a nice stretch in the back legs. Inhale, arms come up. Making sure shoulders are rolled back. Inhale, leaning forward, hinging forward. Keep that spine straight. And when you've hinged as far as you can without rounding that spine, then go ahead and drop your arms down. Take a nice breath here. And on an exhale, begin to round down towards your quads, towards your body. Take a breath. And inhale, come back up, all the way back, lowering the back one vertebrae down at a time. On an exhale. When you come all the way down on that inhale, hug the knees in to chest. And go ahead and rock back and forth. Taking a couple breaths here. Perhaps the knees go out wide or they're touched together. Use your intuition. And then find a moment of stillness. And take a breath in your stillness, feeling that nice quad stretch. And on your next inhale, send the arms overhead, legs straight out for a nice full body stretch. Deep inhale in. And exhale, bring those knees back into center. Shoulder blades and neck roll up. And follow this process with the breath. Inhale, stretching long. Exhale, crunching in, rounding in. Starting to engage our core. Feeling that long line of energy throughout our spine. Taking a couple more here. And go ahead on that last exhale. Keep stillness with your legs tucked into center. And then drop your feet to the mat with knees bent. Heel toe your feet to the edges of your mat and sink those knees towards each other for a nice restorative sinking into the floor pose here. Feel the spine begin to sink into the mat. This pose is really good for resetting the spine and its natural curvature. Take a few breaths here in stillness, feeling that energy start to rush in, feeling the nice healing energy around you that the moon is giving. Nice deep breaths into that belly center, feeling the belly rise and fall. Taking one more breath. And then go ahead and heel toe your feet back to center. Send your left leg long, grab your hook your strap around bend your knee in, right foot, strap that around your right foot. Send that leg long, find a nice resistance in your strap and find a nice place to hold it and begin to walk your hands up, bringing that right leg up towards the ceiling, trying to create a nice 90-degree angle. A slight bend to the knee here, if that feels good, is always welcome. Try not to lock that knee in place. But finding that nice resistance, that nice stretch, that edge that your body will go to in comfort. And breathe into that right back leg. Engage that foot. Take a few breaths here. And on an exhale, bring that right foot down, leaning to the left. You might want to grab it with your left arm, hover that leg, bringing it to the ground, hovering it over the ground to the space to the left would be for a nice twist here. Keeping that leg pulled tight in, very good. Your right arm can come out into a T if that feels nice, or looking over that right shoulder if that feels good. Taking a couple more breaths here. And on an inhale, slowly rising that leg back up, grabbing that strap with your right hand, and then slowly lowering it to your right side. Now, my wall blocks me here, so I'm gonna switch here for a second. But keep sending that right leg over to the right side of you. Feeling a nice inner leg stretch here. Nice deep breaths. And on an inhale, raise that leg back up. And then slowly bend that knee. Release the hook, send that right leg long. Plant it into the earth and just take a moment to notice the right leg versus the left. Now on an inhale, bend that left knee in, hook the strap with the left foot. And we're going to repeat that same process here. Find a nice edge, pulling that left leg up towards the ceiling. Finding your edge. Again, a slight knee bend if that feels good is very good for your body if that feels good for you. Breathing into the left back leg, engaging that left foot. You can have the strap in both arms, or you can hold it with your left hand as I'm showing. Whatever feels most natural for you. One more deep breath here. And exhale, begin to lower that left leg to your right. Perhaps the strap comes into your right arm. Hovering that over very slowly. Mine is once again hitting the wall, so I'm just going to stay right here for now. But that left arm can come out straight, and your gaze can go looking over our left shoulder. Feeling a nice opening of our left glute, and our left hamstring, and our left calf, and the arching of that left foot. Feeling a full connection of that leg. And then inhale, slowly raise that leg up towards the ceiling. Grab the strap with the left hand. Plant that right hand on the ground. And then let's slowly lower the left leg down to the left side. And hover that leg. Feeling that nice stretch. Now on our inner left leg. Feeling stillness and a steady breath. Take one more nice breath. And on the next inhale, raise that leg up towards the ceiling. Bend that leg, release the strap. Send both legs long, left leg long. Let the feet fall to the sides and just now notice the equilibrium in both legs. Very nice. Bending the knees, bringing our knees below our hips. Go ahead and grab a block. We're kind of coming into supported bridge from here. Pressing the feet into the mat on an inhale, lifting your hips up, using the block as support underneath. You can use small, medium, or large setting. I am demonstrating with the large setting. Tucking our shoulders in a little bit, pressing the palms into the mat, pressing the feet into the mat, feeling a nice hip opener, psoas opener. Find making any micro movements in your body to help yourself come into a more comfortable pose. Nice deep belly breaths here. Feeling that energy coming up through the bottom of the feet, through the knees, down into the hips. Our legs are feeling a lot of energy after that strap stretch on each side. So really take advantage of those feels. Let yourself feel that energy flowing. Coming right into the root and sending it all the way through the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra. And then having that energy dump down into the heart space. And then curving up through the neck and out the crown. Sit in stillness with these movements, with these vibrations. Using your breath almost as like a boat. that's slowly flowing along a river that is our spine. Few more breaths here. One more breath. And on your next inhale, slowly lift those hips up, remove that block, and slowly bring the butt down to the ground, and then hug the knees into chest for a nice counter spine stretch here. Pulling those knees in closer than you have before. Really feeling a deep stretch in your glutes here. Go ahead and drop your knees to the left of your body. Making sure nothing's in your way. Opening your arms up to a T for a nice spine twist. You can always use your arms in cactus or T out straight. Really try to stack that right hip on top of the left hip and give yourself a nice spine stretch, spine twist, excuse me. Actively trying to breathe out what no longer serves you, wringing out any stagnant energy along your spine. Couple more breaths on this side. And on an inhale, slowly bring those knees back to center. And then bringing them through on an exhale, dropping your knees to the right side. And opening up, looking past your left shoulder for a spine twist on this side. Couple more breaths on this side. And on an inhale, slowly bring your knees back to center. Drop the feet to the floor. Bring your hands at your side. And slowly crunch your way up, we're just becoming into a nice, easy pose. Ankles crossed, leaning forward, hands to the earth. Leaning forward, coming onto the knees for a nice tabletop position at the center of your mat for some cat-cow breaths. Making sure you're in proper alignment with your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, finding a nice balance, a nice equilibrium in your body before deep inhale, shifting those hips forward, gaze going up, and then exhaling for your cat. Feeling how open your spine feels after that nice twist. Noticing even a little bit more, just a little micro movements, little micro space in between each vertebrae. Pressing into the hands and the feet. Take a couple more movements here. Inhale to a cow, and then exhale to a neutral spine. Go ahead and bring your feet, your toes to touch. Send your knees out to the wide edges of your mat and sink back into a nice wide-legged child's pose. And then inching your arms forward, walking your hands, feeling a nice back stretch and a nice inner leg stretch, coming into a nice wide stretch in our child's pose. Let yourself release into the mat, letting your heart sink down, feeling that nice deep belly breath. Perhaps you'd like to start engaging your Ujjayi breath by breathing almost like you're like an ocean. Slow inhales through the nose, but closing back the throat, making the sound like an ocean wave. Feeling complete relaxation and rest in this pose. Absorbing in the healing energies of the moon and the healing energies of this pose. A few more deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, lifting up to tabletop through, rolling the toes, pushing back to our first downward facing dog. Walking it out. Really working on tilting those hips. Looking into the navel. And then finding a moment of stillness in our down dog. Bringing those heels to the mat as best you can. Finding stillness with 3 deep breaths. And on that 4th inhale, coming into plank, flat back, strong arms. Take a breath here. Nice deep inhale. And on that exhale, lower down, chaturanga using your arm strength. Inhale, peeling up, baby cobra or cobra. I'm taking a few breaths here in your cobra. Feeling that heart space, rolling the shoulders back. Perhaps the gaze goes up towards the ceiling. One more breath. And exhale, curl the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk or hop to the front of your mat for a half lift. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, rooting to rise, slight bend of the knees, arms come up overhead. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Coming into some sun breaths here. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinging forward. Squeezing out every drop of breath. Deep inhale for a half lift to the horizon. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, root to rise. Feel that energy through all of the chakras coming up out the crown. Exhale, hands to heart. Go ahead, one more time. Very nice. Coming into a strong mountain pose. Feeling the four edges of the feet on each foot. Inner spiraling the legs slightly in. Tucking that tailbone under. Feeling that energy rise up. Strong, engaged arms. Rolling those shoulders back. Feeling the energy coming up the spine, out through the shoulders and the fingertips, and also out through the crown of the head. Take a breath in your mountain pose, remembering your visual. Remember your intention for your practice. And also, again, being in the receptive state to receive healing, balsamic energies. Perhaps your eyes are closed like mine are, to really feel the full effect. Taking a few deep breaths here. One more breath. Engaging every muscle in the body. And exhale, releasing. Go ahead and plant that right foot into the earth. We're going to coming into a tree pose from here. Starting wherever you like. Building your tree. You can keep it here if you're not feeling very supportive, or you can bring that tree up wherever you like. Planting it. Starting the hands at heart center. Or here, wherever you like. Everybody's tree can be a little different. But really feeling the feet pressing into the floor. Engaging that core if you start to feel wobbly. Perhaps your tree grows, arms out wide to a V. Finding a drishti or a point to stare at and get lost in. Engage that core if you start to feel wobbly. Focusing on that drishti. Feeling stillness, really feel this pose. Couple more breaths here. On an inhale, release that leg, wrap it around the right leg, coming into eagle. Wrapping the right arm underneath the left. Really noticing the four corners of the right foot pressing into the earth. Strong core. And perhaps, if it's in your practice, a nice lean forward. Bending, hinging those hips. And then coming back up and having a slight back bend, bringing those arms up overhead. Exhaling, coming back down. And slowly release. Prepping the body for the next side, planting that left foot into the earth, making a strong foundation with that right foot, or left foot, left ankle, slight bend in the knee. Begin to grow your tree on this side. Engage that core. Trying not to lock that leg. Connecting with that drishti. Noticing any differences on this side. Feeling absolute stillness. Slow, steady breaths. On exhale, releasing that foot, wrapping that foot around the left leg. Left arm comes under, swoops under the right for eagle arms on this side. Slight bend in that left knee to sink deeper. Perhaps you bend forward. And inhale, slowly come back up. All the way back up, slight back bend. Keep pressing into that foot. Exhale back to center. And release. Coming back into mountain, feel that nice equilibrium flowing in your body. Spiraling those quads in towards one another very slightly, rolling those shoulders back. Feeling the energy, feeling every single cell in your body. Feeling the blood flow and the heart pounding. Feeling the sweat start to accumulate in your body. Very nice. Walk to the center of your mat if you're not already there for a nice inhale. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. And lower yourself down, chaturanga. Peeling up. Perhaps up dog this time. Exhale, curling the toes, pushing back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, step your right foot forward, drop that shin. We're coming into pigeon on this side. If you like to have a prop under your right glute, blanket or a block. We come into your pigeon, sending that left leg back, sinking down. You can always have a block at your head or hands in fists. Finding your nice balance and slowly coming in into a nice relaxing pigeon. Inhale, feeling a nice deep carving of space into that right hip and the right glute. And then exhale to release and relax into the stretch. Couple more breaths here on this side. And then on an inhale, slowly raise up. Slowly bring that left hip forward, curl the left toes. Bring that right leg up towards the heavens for three-legged dog. And exhale, drop that foot down to the mat for downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Drop the knees, send them wide, and come into a nice child's pose. Feeling the right leg versus the left leg and the differences that we have created from doing one side on pigeon. And then on an inhale, slowly raise up, curl the toes, and push back to downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward, drop that left shin to the mat. Send the right hip down and the right leg back. And slowly walk your arms down onto your forearms. Again, placing your head on a block or fists, or just flat hands wherever you are, whatever you like. Slowly start to feel those muscles of the left glute and the left hip really start to open and expand. Again, inhale, you carve out space in that stretch. And then exhale to sink deeper and relax more into the stretch. A few more deep breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly come out of the pose, lifting your torso up onto your arms, sending that right hip forward, curling the right toes, sending that left leg up towards the heaven for three-legged dog. And then exhale down to downward facing dog, drop the knees, send them long, send them wide, and sinking back to child's pose, noticing now the nice balance between both hips and both glutes. And feeling how that yummy stretch feels in this child's pose now that we have our quads and our glutes so open. Working on pushing our butt down to our heels for an even deeper stretch. Nice deep belly breaths here. Feeling the full effect of healing and stress relief and relaxation. A few more deep breaths. And then inhale, slowly walk yourself up. Cross your lean forward and cross your ankles. And sit back. And bring the feet into a nice Baddha Konasana. Perhaps sitting on the edge of the blanket to prop those hips forward or pulling the flesh up from underneath you. Just making sure that your hips are in nice alignment. And then coming up tall. And exhale, hinging forward. And then beginning to round down. Perhaps giving yourself a nice little foot massage, sending love and appreciation to your feet, which is the start of many foundational poses in yoga. They bear the entire weight of your body. They deserve a lot of love. Finding stillness in your Baddha Konasana. Nice, deep, steady breaths. A few more deep breaths here. And then inhale, slowly raising yourself up. Sending the legs long. Removing anything out of your way. For lowering down. One vertebrae at a time, very gracefully. With intention. When you come all the way down, bringing your knees back to your chest. Perhaps a rock from side to side, giving your low back a nice massage. And then grabbing each edge of the foot, coming into happy baby. Working on bringing both shoulder blades down to the mat. Perhaps rocking here from side to side as well. Finding stillness in your happy baby. before releasing and sending your legs long. And if there's any last pose in today's healing practice that you would like to do, I encourage you to come into that pose now. And if not, bringing the ankles together, not too close, but just at a natural, comfortable level, and sending the feet down to the edge sides to release down into our final Shavasana. Feeling everything that's flowing in your body. Maybe using an eye pillow if you have it. Anything to be as relaxed as possible for this very long Shavasana that the balsamic moon gives us in today's practice. Begin to bring movement back into the body. Some rolling of the wrists and the ankles. Full body stretch, accompanied with a deep belly breath. Rolling onto one side when you're ready. Lifting yourself up into easy pose. Making sure you bring that flesh up or sit on a blanket. Going into a nice meditation for 5 minutes. Making sure that our spine is lengthened. Our shoulders are rolled back. Our gaze is inward. And keep feeling that deep, restful state. You can have your hands down to ground or up to receive. Receiving that balsamic energy, coming into a nice meditation. Finding a nice natural breath. Detaching. And if a thought arises, see it with non-judgment, and just let it go and come back to this empty space of stillness and breath within you. Feelings of recharge and rest, healing and soothing. Slowly come back into the body, back into the room. Some light movements of the neck. And on an inhale, bring your arms up overhead. And an exhale, lower them down to heart center. And say to yourself out loud or just inside, Om Namo Narayani, which means I surrender to the divine. Om Namo Narayani. Feel that divinity within you. And a nice bow down. Thank you for attending today's class. I hope you were able to cultivate some nice deep healing energy for your soul and your body, mind, and spirit. Namaste.